and welcome to the Now and Beyond. In tonight's episode, we will be moving out of South Africa for a change and get the perspective of how the pandemic has been affecting one who lives in another African country. I am your host, Basetsana Moiloa. Right now in My guest tonight is actually someone I have had the pleasure to study at the New York Film Academy and live with in Los Angeles, California a few years ago. Please welcome to the show, storyteller, writer, producer, and co-founder of Black Unicorn Studios in Tanzania, Angela RUHINDA.
Thank you for having me, Basi. My name is Angela RUHINDA, and I am a storyteller from Tanzania. I produce, I act, and I write. And I am the co-founder of Black Unicorn Studios, a production company that I run with my sister, Alinda.
Oh, Angela, it's so nice to see you after such a long time, girl. Anyway, let's get it. So I've been totally focused on South Africans and how the pandemic has been treating them. You are Tanzanian in Tanzania right now. How has the pandemic affected your life and your career?
Of course, the pandemic has affected me in many, many ways. I have been keeping to myself since March 2020. I only spend time with my immediate family, and I've moved in with my immediate family. And I only leave the house to go to the office where there's 3 of us and to the grocery store, and that's it. I've avoided social gatherings out of fear, really, and a little bit of paranoia. But yeah, it's slowed things down. Career-wise, it's definitely affected me, and the film industry in general, all over the world, is affected by the pandemic. Where productions have been shut down, have been postponed while we try to figure out how to move forward. And film festivals, which were a lot of the international ones, were scheduled to begin from May onwards. Some have been canceled, some are still trying to figure out how to move on and still have them in a way that is safe, but it's proving to be very difficult. And film festivals are where a lot of us get to network, get to sell our product and get distribution. And so it's literally affecting our pockets and the plans that everyone has. So yeah, the pandemic has affected me in just about every aspect of my life.
Yeah, definitely the pandemic has brought a sense of paranoia, and I'm so glad that you have taken the right precautions to keep yourself and your family safe. And you're so right, the film industry and just the TV entertainment industry has been affected immensely. I know when we had a web show, we sent it to the LA Web Fest and it got so much exposure, and not being able to do that now has truly affected and just slowed down many films and people's success stories in that aspect. Okay, so according to the tabloids, yes, I've been reading the tabloids, Tanzanian government have been issuing limited official reports and data on exactly where COVID-19 stands in the country, and that your President Magufuli, has been resisting advice from international experts. What are your thoughts on this? Is it true?
Yes, unfortunately, this is very true. We haven't had a lot of data or useful data regarding COVID-19 in Tanzania for a while now, a few months. And our president's methods are considered a little unorthodox by a lot of people. However, I feel like he feels that he's doing what is best for his people, and he'll lead us out of this.
Good on you, Angela. As a citizen, you have to believe in your leader that they will actually lead you out of a situation like this. And of course, A president always does what is best for their people, even if it is unorthodox, as you say. Okay, moving away from the government, what do you think the people of Tanzania can do to create their own awareness to ensure that the coronavirus does not spread like wildfire?
That's a good question. I feel like we need to take it upon ourselves to be transparent with each other and update each other, whether it's social media or just within your network of friends and family. I've known people who've gone to the hospital for other sicknesses and treatments and have just asked their doctor what the real situation is, and doctors are more than willing to give information on how serious the pandemic is for us and what we should do. And I think, whatever information you get from the doctor, you should be able to share it with at least your close network of friends. And I think if we keep each other in the loop like that, then we can find ways to be safe and at least reduce the risk of getting sick. And of course, as always, we have to, continue to keep some sort of distance if possible, take extra precautions, wear your mask, sanitize all the time like I do. And that's what I would suggest.
You are absolutely right, Angela. We have to, even just the whole world, we have to take it upon ourselves to ensure that this virus doesn't spread and keep ourselves clean, take the precautions. Like Angela said, wear your mask, sanitize as much as you can, and keep the social distancing. Yes, it is also happening in Tanzania, guys. So we need to be alert, be aware, and to take care of each other. On the topic of another virus, another disease that has affected the world, certainly not just America, the Black Lives Matter movement. In what ways, Angela, have you taken this movement to make a change for the betterment of Black people in Tanzania?
Yes, definitely. I am definitely inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement in the US. I feel that a lot of people are. I've been following them for years, but they obviously gained a lot of momentum in 2020. And, these protests have been happening not just in the US, but in the UK, in New Zealand, and Paris. And I feel like we're living in a time where marginalized people are finally, saying enough is enough. And I think Africans should also do the same. We should do the same for ourselves. And we are unique in a way that I feel that we deal with what I like to call residual racism, post-colonization. So racism isn't overt with us. And I feel like the way that we can stand up for ourselves is to reclaim our things, our natural resources. And this is what led me to write an article about one way to do this is changing the names of our resources from the names that were given to them by our former colonizers. And so my petition is regarding Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria is in East Africa. It's one of the largest in the world. It's a huge resource for us. Tanzania shares it with Uganda and Kenya. And it was named after Queen Victoria, and the name has never changed. And I feel like in 2020, there's no need for us to have any, especially natural resources, named after the monarchy. And so I would like to change the name from Lake Victoria to Lake Umoja. And Umoja means unity in Swahili, which I think is a very fitting word for what I feel like we should all be doing right now. We should be one, we should be uniting to make things right. And so I started a petition last week. You can find it on change.org under the name Changing Lake Victoria to Lake Umoja. And we would like to have the name changed by the end of the year. We just need your signatures.
Wow, Angela, that is awesome. I love it. I love what you're doing, and you've highlighted actually that, just because it's happening elsewhere and you can see it on social media and on TV doesn't mean it hasn't been happening here in Africa. And it is time for us to make the change. It is time for us to claim back what is rightfully ours as Africans, like you're doing, to change Lake Victoria to Lake Umoja, which means unity. Wow, we have to be united as Africans. I will surely leave Angela's links to the petition and to her article in the caption or description box below. Lastly, before I let you go, Angela, what advice do you have for those who are in your industry, the people of Tanzania as well, and the world at large at a time such as this?
This is a tough one. 2020 has been a scary time for all of us. There is comfort in knowing that we're in this together. You are not alone, whether you are in South Africa, Tanzania, Uganda. We're all experiencing the same insecurities and anxieties. But I think 2020 has also given us time to reflect and time to think about the things that we take for granted, such as our health and our loved ones and the ability to be in contact with people. And I think after we get through this, and we will get through this, we will appreciate those things more. And that is the one gift that 2020 has given us. And as far as my industry goes, I think it's time to get creative. We are creative by nature, and I think getting through this pandemic, we are going to be pushed to our limits, find new ways to create art, to entertain the masses while still being safe, and to help people get away from the madness and the sadness that surrounds us. So I think this is an opportunity to step it up. And the last advice I'll give to everybody is, please be careful. These are not an infringement on your rights. They are not oppressive. They are uncomfortable, but they will save your life and your loved one's life. So wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitize, please. And we will get through this. We will get through this together.
Thank you very, very much for joining me, Angela. I look forward to seeing you after the lockdown as I plan to travel to Tanzania. Yes, and I look forward to all the projects that you'll be working on. Guys, I will leave all of her links, all of them, in the caption or description box below.
Thank you once again for having me, Bassi. I had a good time. I really appreciate your platform and your new show and everything that you're doing. And don't forget to sign the petition, and don't forget to wear your mask, sanitize, Black Lives Matter, all that good stuff. And I will see all of you on the other side of this. Take care of yourselves and each other.
Well, that is it from me. Our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube pages at Motherland Be Official are on your screen right now. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and follow. I am Basetsana Moiloa, and this was the Now and Beyond.